So none of us want to be on a website that sucks, right? Like, I think that's pretty much a given. We want a good user experience when we're on a website. One way you can improve this is by adding personalization to your website. And I don't mean personalizing it in terms of like, hey, my name is Jess, here's a picture of me, but personalizing it for the users. If you're new here, my name's Jess, and this channel is all about helping you create a more smooth and profitable online business with the help of your website. And today, I wanted to nerd out a little bit about some plugins that you might want to test out on your WordPress website. So basically, the goal of using a personalization plugin is to show people the content that they might be most interested in, kind of like Facebook ads when you get retargeted for something that you were already looking at. It's because they're like, hey, like, I know you're interested in this, but we're not going to be retargeting them, but we're going to either help them filter themselves to where they might most want to be, like what products they might most be interested in, or find like really specific information. We can show them specific information based on their location. So if you're like, oh, hey, you're in Canada, you should look at this page, or hey, you're in the USA, you should look at this page, then this might be perfect for you. So basically the point of personalization is not only improving the user experience, but also helping get people to the information they want faster. So either you are sending them there, or you can kind of help them filter themselves in the right direction. And I'll explain what I mean in a second. But the first plugin that I want to tell you about is Logic Hop. And this is probably the most robust plugin that we're going to be talking about today. This one allows you to set like conditional formatting. So if they're in this location, show this content, and so on and so forth. They have a lot of filters and criteria that you can set. It also integrates with a lot of plugins like WooCommerce, so you can really filter products to certain people and that kind of thing. So it's really personalizing your website, your content, your products for the people that are visiting your website. The next plugin that you could try out, which is really helping people kind of filter themselves on your website, is the WP Virtual Assistant. Now this one does cost, Logic Hop was free, but this one does cost, it's $29, so it's not too expensive. Basically, it's going to set up a little like avatar, almost like the chat boxes that you've probably seen on websites, but instead of being a chat box, it's actually going to allow you to let people like filter themselves or answer questions. So you could have a few questions set up where it's like, hey, are you male or female? Okay, are you 30 or 40, or like you can have like age ranges, and then say, okay, I think you would be most interested in these products, and take them to a specific product page or to like a category of products, you know, if like, oh, okay, you're a 30-year-old female, like here's a collection of products that you might be really interested in. So then they can, you know, kind of start their shopping there. There's a lot of different ways that you can use this. Basically, you just have the little avatar, and then you have kind of, I don't want to say free reign, but a lot of customization. You know, you can have a drop-down list of 3 things of like, hey, this is what I'm looking for, or do the kind of filter of male, female, location, age, whatever. So that's another way that you can add this customization. And then the next 2 plugins that I want to talk about are not exactly personalization, but they are a way to help keep people engaged still and show them relevant content. So the first one I want to talk about is the related post by taxonomy, which means category. So instead of just displaying random related blog posts at the end of your post or in the sidebar, it's going to allow you to show blog posts in the same category. So if someone's already looking at a breakfast casserole recipe, you could show them more breakfast casseroles in the sidebar or at the bottom of the post, which is going to help keep them engaged, because if they're already looking at one casserole recipe and you have 5 more, they're going to keep clicking and stay on your site longer, which is exactly what we want. Again, it's not exactly personalization, but it does help serve more dynamic content and more content that is better suited for that user. The next and final plugin that I want to talk about is the Dynamic Sidebars plugin. So it's a little bit further than just related posts. We're going to have a whole sidebar that is customized to the user. And it's not exactly the user, but it's based on the blog post category. So let's stick with the food theme. If you have lots of breakfast blog posts, lunch blog posts, dinner blog posts, you could create a custom sidebar for each of those categories. And in this entire sidebar, it can be customized to, hey, here's my breakfast smoothie opt-in freebie. Here's my other blog posts in the breakfast category, a few, not all 200 blog posts. Here's my $29 ebook with breakfast recipes and a breakfast meal plan. Like, you can really customize this to that category. And you can do this for all of your different categories and really show people what content they're most interested in. Obviously, it's not to say that someone looking at breakfast isn't also interested in lunch or dinner, but you can make most of the sidebar related to breakfast and then have a little bit of, hey, also here's lunch and dinner, and those be, a little bit smaller calls to action. Any way that we as business owners can keep people on our websites longer is going to benefit us as they keep clicking and they stay interested. They're more likely to sign up, to buy something, to contact us, and that's really the goal of our website. So I would test out at least one of these plugins, see if you like it. There are others out there. These are not the only 4, but I didn't want to overwhelm you with options. So if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. I will link the plugins in the description for you. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see y'all next time.